Imagine a body of water, rich in resources and teeming with life. Now imagine this sea becoming a point of contention, its fate hanging in the balance as powerful nations lock horns. This is the South China Sea, where history, geography and national interest collide. It is a vital artery of global trade and a stage for high-stakes geopolitical drama. Can a rules-based order prevail, or will might make right in this vital waterway? In recent months, the simmering tensions in the South China Sea have once again boiled over, with the Philippines finding itself at the center of the storm. The arrest of Chinese fishermen by Philippine authorities near the disputed Scarborough Shoal sparked a wave of protests from Beijing, highlighting the fragility of peace in the region. China's response to the incident was swift and uncompromising, with its Coast Guard vessels becoming increasingly assertive in the disputed waters. This escalation of tensions underscores the challenges facing the Philippines as it seeks to assert its sovereignty in the face of China's growing maritime ambitions. The Scarborough Shoal incident is just one example of the many flashpoints that dot the South China Sea. From the Spratly Islands to the Paracel Islands, overlapping claims and historical grievances fuel a constant undercurrent of tension, making the region a powder keg waiting to explode. These incidents are not isolated events, but rather symptoms of a deeper geopolitical struggle. China's growing economic and military might has emboldened its stance in the South China Sea, leading to concerns among its neighbors and the international community. In an effort to manage the escalating tensions, both the Philippines and China have turned to diplomacy, albeit with limited success. The Bilateral Consultation Mechanism, BCM, stands as a testament to the desire for dialogue, even as it exposes the deep divisions that continue to plague the relationship. Established in 2016, the BCM serves as a platform for both countries to address maritime issues and explore avenues for cooperation. Recent meetings have seen both sides reiterate their commitment to resolving disputes peacefully, yet concrete progress remains elusive. While the BCM offers a glimmer of hope in an otherwise turbulent sea, its effectiveness is hampered by a lack of trust and fundamentally different interpretations of international law. China's insistence on resolving disputes bilaterally, often through its overwhelming presence, clashes with the Philippines' pursuit of a rules-based approach anchored in international law. The BCM therefore represents both a promise and a peril. It offers a channel for communication and potential conflict resolution. Yet it also risks becoming a forum for China to assert its dominance and legitimize its claims, further undermining the Philippines' position. Faced with China's maritime assertiveness, the Philippines has adopted a multi-pronged strategy to defend its sovereignty and protect its interests in the South China Sea. At the heart of this strategy lies a firm commitment to international law, particularly the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS. The Philippines argues that UNCLOS provides the legal framework for determining maritime boundaries and resource rights in the South China Sea. It rejects China's expansive 9-line claim, which encompasses almost the entire sea, as having no basis in international law. Manila's commitment to UNCLOS is evident in its landmark victory at the Permanent Court of Arbitration in 2016. The tribunal's ruling invalidated China's 9-line claim and affirmed the Philippines' sovereign rights in its exclusive economic zone, EEZ. While China continues to disregard the tribunal's ruling, the Philippines views it as a powerful legal precedent that strengthens its position and bolsters its efforts to rally international support. Section 5, David and Goliath, the Philippines' military dilemma. While the Philippines remains resolute in its defense of its maritime rights, it faces a stark military imbalance with China. This disparity in military capabilities limits Manila's options and necessitates a strategic approach that prioritizes diplomacy, alliances, and international pressure. The Philippines has focused on modernizing its armed forces, particularly its Navy and Coast Guard, to better patrol its waters and respond to Chinese incursions. However, these efforts are constrained by limited resources and the sheer scale of China's military expansion. Recognizing its limitations, the Philippines has sought to strengthen its security partnerships, particularly with the United States, its long-standing ally. Joint patrols and military exercises with the US and other like-minded countries serve as a deterrent against Chinese aggression and demonstrate a united front in upholding freedom of navigation in the South China Sea. The Philippines' military strategy is a delicate balancing act. It must deter Chinese aggression without provoking an escalation that could lead to conflict. This requires a nuanced approach that combines military preparedness with diplomatic engagement and international cooperation. Section 6: Beijing's Perspective, History, Security and Assertions. China's actions in the South China Sea are often portrayed as aggressive and expansionist, but Beijing views its stance through a different lens shaped by history, security concerns and national rejuvenation. Understanding this perspective is crucial to grasping the complexities of the dispute. China claims sovereignty over the South China Sea based on historical maps and documents, arguing its presence dates back centuries. While these claims are contested and lack a clear legal basis under UNCLOS, they resonate deeply within China. China also justifies its actions on security grounds, viewing US military bases as a threat. Its maritime expansion aims to secure sea lanes and protect economic interests. China's assertiveness is part of rising nationalism and a desire to reclaim its place on the world stage. Section 7. The world is watching. International reactions and concerns. China's assertive actions in the South China Sea have drawn sharp criticism and raised concerns about regional stability. The United States has been vocal in its opposition, conducting freedom of navigation operations and supporting allies. Japan, Australia, India, and European nations have also expressed their concerns. ASEAN has been divided, with some members seeking dialogue and others wary of Beijing's intentions. Amidst the escalating tensions and competing claims, the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS, stands as a beacon of hope, offering a comprehensive legal framework for resolving maritime disputes and promoting peaceful cooperation in the South China Sea. UNCLOS establishes clear rules governing maritime zones, including territorial seas, exclusive economic zones, and the high seas. It also outlines the rights and obligations of states regarding navigation, resource exploitation, and environmental protection. The Philippines and other claimant states have consistently invoked UNCLOS in their efforts to counter China's expansive 9-line claim and assert their sovereign rights in the South China Sea. They argue that UNCLOS provides the only internationally recognized legal basis for resolving the disputes. China, while a signatory to UNCLOS, has consistently rejected the tribunal's ruling, arguing that it has historic rights to the South China Sea that predate the convention. This selective application of international law has further fueled tensions and undermined the rules-based order in the region. The South China Sea is at a crossroads, its future uncertain as tensions simmer and the risk of miscalculation looms large. The path ahead is fraught with challenges requiring careful navigation and a commitment to dialogue, diplomacy, and respect for international law. The specter of conflict hangs heavy over the region, with the potential for accidental clashes or misinterpretations escalating into a full-blown crisis. The presence of military assets from multiple countries operating in close proximity, coupled with a lack of clear communication channels, creates a volatile environment ripe for miscalculation. Beyond the immediate risk of conflict, the South China Sea dispute also threatens to undermine the rules-based international order that has underpinned global peace and prosperity for decades. China's rejection of the tribunal's ruling and its disregard for international law set a dangerous precedent that could embolden other actors to challenge the existing order. The economic consequences of the dispute are also significant. The South China Sea is a vital artery of global trade, and any disruption to shipping lanes or access to resources would have far-reaching economic implications. Moreover, the uncertainty surrounding the dispute has discouraged investment and hindered economic development in the region. The South China Sea dispute is about much more than just rocks, reefs, and maritime boundaries. It is a microcosm of the broader geopolitical competition between China and the United States. For China, the South China Sea represents a test of its resolve to reclaim its historical sphere of influence. It is a proving ground for its military capabilities and a key component of its maritime strategy. For the United States, the South China Sea is a test of its commitment to its allies and partners in the region. Despite the challenges, a glimmer of hope remains. The path to a peaceful South China Sea lies in dialogue, diplomacy, and upholding international law. All parties must prioritize peaceful resolution and manage differences responsibly. Dialogue and diplomacy offer the best hope for managing tensions and preventing conflict. Mechanisms like the Bilateral Consultation Mechanism should be strengthened. Establishing a code of conduct is crucial for de-escalation. ASEAN and China must approach negotiations with a spirit of compromise. The South China Sea should be a sea of peace, cooperation, and shared prosperity. Don't miss out on future explorations and discoveries. Hit subscribe and ring the bell to stay updated with our new content. Your journey of wonder continues with every video. Stay connected and engaged on social media. Continue the conversation, follow us. Thank you for being a part of the Have You Ever Wondered community. Keep wondering, keep discovering. Until next time.